Okay, here we go. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are in the world. If you are connecting to us, keep those hearts coming, and also let me know that this is helping you somehow, some way. So just double checking that the camera is okay, and we're going to go into our topic for today. And our topic for today is going to be embracing change. Why is it so important to embrace change? We live in a world of constant change, and some of us, the way we respond to change, the way we react to change, makes the change that much more harder to accept and to work with. So I want to talk about the importance of embracing change. And I want to share with you a quote from Charles Darwin, great man, responsible for the concept of evolution. However, a lot of people don't talk about the fact that toward his latter days, when he lived in the Isles of Galapagos off of the east coast of Ecuador, he totally renounced that concept and he embraced the concept of a creator. So, but yeah, most people just talk about the beginning of his career. But he said something very important about change. He said, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change." Responsive, that's the key word. Responsive, not reactive. Not somebody that acts in denial, but responsive to change. And change is beautiful. Can you imagine if life were the same thing every single day? Change is beautiful, and despite its innate beauty, it is also an aspect that many people resist. And you would wonder, why is it that people resist it when change is also a variety? It invites variety, it invites innovation, it invites creativity. But for a lot of people, it boils down to a matter of perception. And perception is everything, because perception is how you view a thing. I can view it like, okay, great, something new, that's fantastic. You can view it like, oh no, I'm so used to doing things a certain way. How is it going to be? How is it going to work out? So a fear grips us. But to be candid, me personally, I never had any problems with change. I welcome change because, to be honest, it allows for creativity, like I said, and it allows for new things to come into my life. So, moving right along, nothing can be accomplished if you don't allow yourself to look at change in a totally different perspective. I mean, look at us, how we're aging. Even though your human spirit is the same, even though your soul is the same, we adapt, we grow, but you never remain the same. I'm certainly not as thin as I used to be 20 years ago, and I'm not going to tell you my age. But just think of it this way: I've been blessed, and I thank God that even through the changes as a woman growing up, and going through the different stages. I've had children, I'm a grandmother. The different stages of my life, I've embraced what that change has brought. Um, so here's the key question: how does one learn to embrace change? Well, simply put, you must develop another way of viewing that situation in your life. Take, for example, when a woman has a baby. Well, your body is not going to bounce back into shape in a month unless you're in the gym, most of the time, which is going to be impossible because you have a baby to take care of. Unless, of course, you have a nanny and you're a billionaire. But in the case that you're not and you have to take care of that baby, it's going to take some time for you to bounce back into the way it used to be. And even so, it's not going to be exactly the way it used to be for some. Depends on genetics, of course. But the way you choose to view a situation, the way you choose to experience a situation determines how that experience is going to be for you. So, I remember when I was diagnosed with cancer. I was diagnosed in 1996 with cervical cancer. And for me, I was a young mother. I had two children. I was still not done with my family planning. I was hoping for one more child. I had two boys, and my youngest son was in 1996, so he was 5 years old. And then my oldest was 12 years old. And when I received the news, of course, I received it with denial. I said, no, they made a mistake. You know, these things happen in the labs, the biopsies, they messed them up. I'm going to go to another one. And I went to the second opinion, and then I went to the third opinion. By the third opinion, three specialists saying the same thing. Diana, you have cancer. It was kind of hard to overlook. So this is the way I handle that situation. I remember saying, you know, God, if you allow this to happen, something good must come out of it. So what I would like to know is, am I going to die from this, or am I going to live through this? What am I going to do? So I decided the latter. I decided that I shall live and not die to declare the works of the Lord in my life. I decided to embrace life. I decided to find the absolute best care that I could find in New York City. I decided that I was going to take better care of my body. I decided some cancers cannot be helped, they're hereditary, and such was mine at that time. However, there is a better way to honor my body, where I live, where I reside. My soul lives there, my spirit lives there, and it needs to be healthy. So long story short, after an operation where they removed part of the whole cervix and part of the uterus, miraculously I had received a miracle, and I experienced the healing power of God. So that was my case. You know, some other people don't win that battle. It doesn't mean that they didn't embrace the change. It doesn't mean, it just means that that's the way it was for them, and I'm sorry that that's the way it was for them. But in my case, I overcame with prayer, faith, the love of my friends and family, and just staying positive and just embracing the news in a different perspective. I wanted to grow through this situation. I wanted to see what could I absolutely get from that, something so negative as receiving the news of cancer. That's my girlfriend. She has a bad cough, and I think it's time for some Mucinex. But anyway, so let's move on to some of the things that I want to briefly mention. And I really can't get into too much detail because a lot of people view this and all they want is 5 minutes of their time to be taken up by Periscope. So I can totally understand that. But any change begins with a need. We all look to improve a certain way, and it is in that process that we either sink or swim the current situation and make a plan to effect change. We have some friends coming over, and I'm going to be sharing this very thing with them. Okay, so sure things about change. Change is inevitable. It doesn't announce it's coming. That's why it's a surprise. It's a part of life. But here are the 4 stages of change. Number 1, the first stage of change is deny. We're in shock. We can't believe it. We don't want it. It takes us by surprise. And then the second stage is we resist it. We don't want it, and we react to it, and sometimes in very negative ways. But then afterwards, we begin to change into the next stage, which is exploration. We begin to see what if, and we go into that creative mode where we begin to explore options, solutions. How can we fix this? How can we come together? And then we commit to a plan, a vision of what we're going to do. So people are starting to come in for my group today, for my coaching session today. I am going to wish you a wonderful day. Just remember that the deadliest word for change is fear. Don't let it grip you. Allow that energy to flow into creativity so you can come to a place of adapting, coming to a better solution, and making that change an opportunity for something great. Well, that's it for today. This is Coach Diana telling you I wish you a wonderful day, And I pray that you'll be blessed this weekend, wherever you're at, and that the peace of God that surpasses all understanding will be with you today and always. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.